Now, let's have a look at stories that made headlines in the newspapers. We start out with the Sunday World this morning. They lead with an explosive story there on why Ket Matlala and wife wanted me dead. Speaking out there is Tebogo Tobejane, Ket Matlala's former lover, who had survived an assassination attempt. She claims in this expose, and in fact in police documents, that she believes that Ket Matlala's wife played a role in her assassination attempt out of jealousy. But she also links, and very explosively so, Ket Matlala to the death of Babita Deokaran, who was assassinated in Gauteng after exposing corruption in the Gauteng Department of Health in relation to the Tembisa hospital. She links there a business associate of Ket Matlala, Morgan Maumela, to the assassination of Babita Deokaran as well. She accounts a day where her and Ket Matlala took a drive to Tembisa, to a tavern in Tembisa, where Ket got out of the vehicle, got into the vehicle of Morgan Maumela, and they later then went into the tavern where she met 4 African men, she says. She does not claim to know any of the details of the conversation they had, but she remembers that on the day of Babita's assassination attempt, Ket Matlala was pacing up and down in the house quite nervously so, and ultimately switched off his phone. Ket Matlala, she says, said to her that he had sent out guys to execute a hit and they unfortunately missed. And there's a lot of noise about it. And the person that was being sent out to be killed the person who was meant to be killed by the hitman was a woman, she says. She also then goes on to say that she confided about this detail, saying to a close associate of herself and Ket Matlala, or a mutual friend rather, notorious Johannesburg socialite and blesser, Serge Gabon. You'd remember Serge Gabon from appearing in a famous AKA music video not too long ago, a few years ago in fact. Serge Gabon, she claims, may have tipped off Ket Matlala about her movement, whereabouts, and about her knowing about his involvement in Babita Deokaran's assassination attempt, and she believes that's why she became a target. Let's move on over to the Sunday Tribune. And they lead there with more details on the ad hoc committee in Parliament, of course, starting their work in relation to General Nhlanhla Mkwanazi's testimony. Of course, is what will become testimony, but what started out as a press briefing. And of course, some of the issues they're combing through there is the sequence of how witnesses will be called. Of course, 7 witnesses have already been called. That includes Mkwanazi himself, General Fani Masimula, the National Police Commissioner, the Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibia, as well as the minister, the erstwhile minister, who's now suspended, Senzo Mchunu, as well as his 2 deputies. The incumbent minister, Feroz Kachalia, has also been invited but is yet to respond. The committee is adamant, or certain members in the committee are adamant, that the work of the committee should begin with testimony from General Nhlanhla Mkwanazi, as that is the basis of why they exist today. More details of that can be found in the Sunday Tribune. Let's take a look at the Sunday Times. There it leads with a chilling story. On Friday, a popular insolvency lawyer, Bover van Niekerk, was assassinated in his offices in Saxonwold by 2 people who pretended to be clients seeking legal advice, but instead came to his offices and shot and killed him at point blank. Bover van Niekerk is known for his insolvency work involved in recovering monies from the Gupta companies several years ago. Now, he was involved with a client, NTC Global Trade Fund, which the state alleges that the 476 million rand fund they have is in effect a pyramid scheme. Thabo Litopa, who's the director of the company NTC Global Trade Fund, says that's not at all the case. And he says that they're not involved in the killing, in the murder of Bover van Niekerk, and that in fact, Thabo Litopa says his business partner, Marius Venter, he received a death note, a bullet with a death note, as well as his dog having been killed. He claims that Marius Venter had called him crying, saying that he fears for his life. He revealed to the Sunday Times, Thabo Litopa that is, that he too fears for his life. Interestingly, Kurt Knoop, who's the business rescue practitioner involved in this, has now withdrawn from this because he too received a death threat, a call from a woman, he claims, that told him that if he does not stop his work into this, that he will not see the end of the week. Kurt Knoop has since gone into hiding. Chilling detail there. And of course, this is one of many instances where lawyers and prosecutors, as well as investigators into high-profile crime and fraud in particular, are being assassinated in South Africa. It seems to become a lot more commonplace than what is understood to be the case. Those are what's leading in some of the Sunday papers there. Go have a look at it. Chilling story in the Sunday Times. It reads like a movie, and I certainly think that you'll begin to fear for the country we live in after you read that story. I think the Sunday World story and Ket Matlala as well, quite chilling there as well. Those are your newspapers.